And welcome back to another GACC Podcast, where we are going to be discussing games, anime, computers, and collectibles, but not necessarily all those in a week. I'm still your host, Harrison, and to my left...
Hi, I'm Faust.
And to my right...
Hi, I'm Joe.
And we're going to get into the news of the week. I think the one we're going to start with this time is going to be with some gaming stuff. So... Faust, you were looking at Skyrim again. The game that never dies.
I can't see. I seems like
an arrow to the knee.
This isn't the NFL.
Oh, okay, my bad.
I can't seem to stop banging on about Skyrim with its constant mention of being released on the Switch. That has actually been confirmed. I'm more excited about Bethesda releasing Doom and Wolfenstein 2 on the Switch. Interested to see exactly how they do that. But they have recently made an announcement which seems more like they're trying to bring back. They've already been trying to bring back paid mods. Yeah. In some way, shape, or form. But this way, they're bringing back a paid mod and still trying to inject yet more life into Skyrim, because apparently the special edition sort of flopped a little bit. The enhanced edition.
It didn't necessarily flop, because what it was is the special edition was they gave it out to free for the people that already bought Skyrim and all the mods, and then they brought it out also on the PS4 and the Xbox One and allowed mods to be used there. Mm-hmm. And the thing is they were really trying to get into a new avenue, because mods on the consoles is something that's not been around. But on the PCs, well, we have all sorts of gratuitous mods. You can go look at Pornhub and
you can find a bunch of interesting Skyrim mods for sure.
Yeah.
While this has not been confirmed whether or not it is a mod for sure, they have announced Skyrim is going to be getting a survival mode, much along the lines of the survival mode that made Fallout New Vegas interesting. No. I'm not necessarily saying it was more entertaining. In fact, when I played it on hardcore survival mode, it wasn't more or less of an experience. It was just another thing I had to monitor. So one of the things they're adding in, you're going to have to monitor hunger, fatigue, cold. So you have to be sure to stay warm. You can actually take damage from that. Freezing water will.
So here's a question
be
for
dangerous.
You. If you have to be aware of cold, since there's mountains and snow everywhere, are they going to have the same freaking problem that Far Cry Primal did, which is you need a designated fire to stand by? You can't just set a tree on fire and then stand by that?
So, in a sense, maybe. The thing about it is when you travel to snowy or rainy areas, your cold meter is going to increase. Being more cold decreases your available total health. And as you become colder, your movement speed and ability to pick locks and pickpockets will begin to suffer.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But
then Winter Haven's out.
Well, I mean, the thing with all this is it sounds like they're taking the mechanics from Fallout 4 and putting them back into Skyrim.
That's quite possible. The thing about it is the way to stave off cold is to have there's a separate warmth rating that is affected by things like armor and potions that will increase the amount of time it takes to become cold.
Is there going to be a new shout that's just like, hey,
I have no clue. Bitter. So yeah, fast travel is disabled, so you have to travel everywhere by foot or horse.
Oh, that's in the survival mode?
In the survival mode. You no longer regenerate health.
So Fallout so far.
Yeah. To level up, you must now sleep in a bed. Carry weight has been significantly reduced. Also quickly drains your stamina and causes you to become fatigued much faster. And arrows and lockpicks now have weight as well. Now, what the real thing would be is if they gave gold weight. Yeah, money weight. There would be diseases. They're fleshing out the disease structure, because there were a handful of diseases in the base game. So
do they have ladies of the evening like they do in Fallout? I mean, because that brings a whole new mechanic.
Hi, you've got gonorrhea.
Yeah.
I don't think there was really anything like that.
You have canosyphalates.
You can also be visited with afflictions.
They better dang well reverse this also, where if you decide to be a monk wizard who just basically doesn't fight with anything but hands and spells, and you don't carry anything, you better be like the anti-fatigue kind of guy, because it'd be like you're not carrying anything. You have. They need to add more than just taking away stuff.
That's all that survival is taking away stuff.
They've also added in a few minor changes to perks and standing stones, and also being a vampire or werewolf. Can both of those can restore their hunger by feeding on victims. And while transformed in either one, you can become colder much slower.
How do you transform into a... I thought you were just a vampire in that game, but
you can, but there comes a point in time with the Dawn Guard where you switch... If you let the disease progress far enough, you can turn into what's known as a vampire lord, which is essentially just like being transformed into a werewolf.
Like a big bat?
I don't know.
Now, while all this is cool, the big thing with this is Bethesda trying to promote their Creation Club, which is the pay for mods. And the Creation Club is going to be not just for Steam, but it's also for Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. So this is basically a push for the mods on the PS4 and the Xbox One, and that you're going to end up paying for them because you're going to get free for 1 week the survival mode. And then after that, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, so you can try it to see if you want to continue playing like that.
Would you like to still be fucked?
Yeah. The thing about it is, like, in the broader stroke of it, once again, it's an excuse to pay for Skyrim. Like, I've been very outspoken about I'm not buying Skyrim again. I have a Switch.
Yeah, how many times have you bought Skyrim?
Like 5 or 6.
Okay, I bought it once.
Yeah.
When did it come out again?
Quite a while ago.
6 years ago?
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, is Bethesda realizes that their modding community is huge. And they've been trying to find a way to tap into it to make money off of it for some time.
Mm-hmm.
What they sound like they're doing is tapping ass.
Well, it depends on how you look at it. I mean, ass is always worth money.
That's what I mean. Is it like all they are doing is going for the money part of it?
Yeah.
How about new content?
Well, survival mode is kind of new content, depending on how you look at it.
If you're going to go fight an ogre, whether you're in survival mode or easy can I play mode, it doesn't fucking matter. You're still fighting the damn orc or organ or whatever you're fighting. But it gets to a point where you're just like, hey, I know that. I got to a point in Skyrim where I was doing the same mission over and over and over.
Wait. The settlement needs your help.
Yeah. I know.
The thing about it is, once you've actually played the bulk of the quests and factions that are available in Skyrim, there's very little you can continue to do that doesn't feel like just fluff or padding to continue playing. And adding in a survival mode to make the doing the same things a bit more difficult is not exactly a selling point to me.
Yeah, and it's not to me either.
But that's the thing, is this is just a small thing behind it. The real thing, the underpinning and all this, is that whole Creation Club. The fact that Bethesda is looking at a way to monetize and regulate the mods for their games.
Are they really going to regulate? I think that they're just going for the monetization.
No, there's regulation too.
There are going to be regulations to the kind of content that they will allow to be a paid mod.
Yes, that's what the Creation Club is. And
this is the third time, I believe, that they have tried to monetize mods in some way, shape, or form, and they got a resounding no the last 2 times.
Right.
Offering something of a new challenge mode to play the game. I mean, it may keep the game fresh for a few like staunch hangers-on who haven't switched over to Elder Scrolls Online or aren't waiting. Like, I am waiting for the next Elder Scrolls game, even if it is currently being teased or rumored to be Skyrim 2. You know, like, they're not going to progress any further. It's going to be just walking around in the snow shouting at things. But it
buy more, buy more.
Yeah, the
horse armor.
This is the most blatant milking of a franchise that I've seen in quite a while.
I thought 2K had that right now with NBA 2018.
Oh no! Players change though. Players change.
And so does all the DLC.
No. Just the players change. Give us money because you want to go see your newest player play on the basketball court and play the points.
Well, NBA 2018 is different because it's not just the players change. Here's a new $60 so you can play with them. And the stats. Everything is DLC and add-on content and everything else for that game. It's like
the
overload.
whole DLC add-on content season pass thing has become sort of a viable model just because it's been proven to work.
Yeah.
Whether people enjoy it or not, you keep paying for this shit, so they're going to keep doing it.
Bad.
Stop paying for it. They will stop doing it. You're not going to listen because you want the game, but
or it's like, what is it? The games like Battlefield or Call of Duty, where you buy the enhancement pack, so you have all the weapons, versus going through and unlocking versus actually playing the game.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those bastards.
So they're quick paths. They're like, hey, you can,
pay to win.
You can pay to win.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I will even backpedal a little bit. There are times where I played games and I'd rather not go through the slog of a horrible storyline to be able to play multiplayer. I mean, Halo has Halo's good. I've always really enjoyed Halo. Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, all phenomenal. Halo 4 was a little fighting, and then Halo 5 was a little fighting. But if I could be like, hey, do you want all the weapons? Or do you want to be able to unlock all the skulls? I might pay $5 for that, just so I don't have to do it. But the problem is
bad.
I know. And this is why I said I was going to backpedal a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's a point where it's just like, how can a game that came out, when did it come out?
I don't know.
2011, let's say.
Okay, so a game
6 years ago.
When Skyrim came out, I beat the tar out of that.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody in my household knows that I was the ultimate badassery. I would kill any dragon in a single hit because I broke the game.
Mm-hmm.
Then they released the new, heavier duty, go actually fight versions. But those were all free. All right, you wanted to make it harder and make people like me who break games totally take responsibility and actually, go actually play the game.
Mm-hmm.
I accepted that. But then, all the additional content, especially when it's just hey, would you like to play this multi-pack? $25.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the nice thing with all this is with your Halos and your Skyrim on the Xbox that you probably purchased again now to use with the Creation Studio, you can now... Let me have my narrative here, okay? Quit shaking your head at me. You can now go play it with the original Xbox Duke controller because it's being re-released. So... So for our audio listeners, Joe is sitting here basically mimicking the Xbox Duke as a
lap desk.
Yeah, a 2-foot wide controller. So a coffee table of sorts.
Yeah.
But
I never had a problem with the Duke when it was first.
Neither did I.
I thought it was all right.
So Penny Arcade, very much on the pulse of gaming communities. When that big ass controller came out with the Xbox, they actually had a big comic where they replaced his controller with a live bear and went, he's not noticing. Because, it was bulky, but this was a substantial controller, and you actually had to double think that if you got really mad, you probably shouldn't throw this thing because you're going to hurt something.
Yeah. It's amazing because it was huge and you could do that. Now, they did make a couple of enhancements for this, and the funny thing is this is all nostalgia. They flat out said, this is all your fault, folks, and your rosy colored sunglasses. This is 100% nostalgia. And even the Xbox, senior manager was kind of like,
Nintendo Classic Edition. Keep going.
But I want this. But I kind of want this too because it's the feels. The center big plastic thing that just said Xbox in it is getting replaced with an LCD display.
Oh, they're going Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
But it is really cool because it's part of me was kind of like, I kind of want to get one of these so I could play with it on Windows 10. I was looking into doing it because it's just so absurdly huge.
I still have my normal Xbox 360 controller and the dongle that lets you connect it to your computer. that's been my controller of choice for years now.
Yeah.
Before, and when I was traveling, I had to pick up a Rock Candy corded controller for my laptop.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Huh?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I've got a travel controller even, and it's still an Xbox 360 controller. I have an Xbox One, and I do use an Xbox One controller with it, but it's functionally identical.
Yeah.
They've changed nothing except the terminology.
Yeah, the home and the back button. And
which is a lot better than the PS4 controller.
Hey, now, that's fighting words.
Which has that awful, awful, awful touchpad on it.
Well, okay. All right, Internet, raise your hand. Who actually uses the touchpad? No, I don't. Because it's a piece of shit.
It's like, it's one of those things where they come out with a new technology, they go through all the trouble of innovating it, and then they force developers to actually use it.
The only touchpad I use with my hands is my wife.
Giggity.
Giggity. Oh, that was really bad, wasn't it?
Talk about a backseat gamer.
Yeah, all you do is tell her what to do. He can't actually control the game because he's no good at it, so he has to let his wife do the controlling. He's just like, no, press there. Press there. So back to the controller. The question is if it's got an LCD screen, are you talking integration into games? Are they going to have to go wired?
Nah.
It is a wired controller.
It is wired controller.
But they haven't said anything about how the LCD display, if it's going to be functional or not.
It's going to be a social thing or part of that game DVR or something contextual. I almost tell you it's going to be useless, functionally useless, unless they implement it as another button.
I would be down if that LCD screen had direction for, like, if you wanted to do a screenshot. Because learning those stupid button combos to screenshot something, that bugs me. And if you, like, want to DVR your game, which, by the way, don't do that if you're Nintendo. But if you want to DVR your game, that'd be totally cool to be able to, like, start and not have to break, like, consistency in the game. Especially if you're, like, in one of those awesome cutscenes where your friend's like, oh my god! And you're just like, okay, record.
Well, I want to go into more gaming news, but I think we're going to switch topics. Okay, I gotta beat a cat.
He's going to go beat some pussy.
C:, enter :, pound.
Yeah. He didn't tell you that joke, did he? The one that, because I had a perfect callback